What is up, people? Old Spy here, and we are heading back to Darkroot, and we don't need to go that way. So we can now warp around, and we're gonna warp to the Undead Parish. So now that we have the Lord Vessel, obviously we can fly around to specific bonfires. One of the reasons why early on I told you to make sure that you upgrade this one for sure, because it is pretty important. So we're heading back out this way. We haven't made any changes, just that one level that we got last episode. So no major changes to our build or our equipment or anything. So far we're doing pretty good. Would still love to get that equipment burden up though, to where I can get my good rolls, but that may or may not happen. So from the garden, we're gonna head down this way. We're going to the spot where we killed the Hydra. So we're back in Darkroot Basin. And this first part's really just a lot of backtracking. We don't really have much to fight. And it's good and quiet down here, which I guess isn't a bad thing. We're just gonna ignore these clowns for sure. So as we head over near this waterfall, there is a ladder. So there's actually two ways to get into this area where we're heading. The one is obviously the way we're going, and the other one costs 20,000 souls. So obviously, you know me, man. I'm old tight pockets when it comes to spending my souls. If I'm not spending them on upgrades or the actual upgrades or level improvements, then I'm not going to use them. So definitely not going to spend 20,000 to get to an area that we can get to going another way. Now it does open up a shortcut, and if you're into PvP, you'll definitely want to spend those 20,000 souls, because it opens up I guess a really fun PvP area. And the covenant, the PvP covenant we can get into, we'll actually probably join up. You can see, let's see. Okay, so out here is a complete mess because of the rolling cat monsters. These guys hit hard. They do a silly roll attack. And I tend to just leave them alone. Can see if this works. Some good old-fashioned cheese. There's another one up there. I know there's more than one. Well, I'm seeing things. Yeah, he's not gonna fall for it. How about we just don't mess with him? That sounds good to me. Yeah, whatever. Have fun with that. Okay, so right over there is the boss fight. We're going to do a couple things before we jump into that. One of them is... This is a great area for farming gold pine resin, which is extremely useful. So we're going to go ahead and take a shot at farming up a couple. Of course, I say that now, they're not going to drop any. Oh yeah, I forgot you can backstab these dudes. Yeah, they didn't drop a single one, of course. We'll take a crack at this guy. Ooh, forgot about that attack. Oh my god, that would have been terrible. Okay, so we got one off him. Might as well take out the other guy here. Definitely don't want to fight him in the water. Play a little ring around the rosy here. Alright, so we got 3. That's pretty good. Might as well obliterate all of the mushroom people while we're here. Looks like... I'm pretty sure these little ones drop it too. I don't know, man. Either way. We get the enchanted ember. Actually give that one to Griggs, the blacksmith down in New Londo. And then he can do the enchanted weapon branch. If you do come around here, get the stone helm, the stone set, I mean, which is the stone guardians that we fought earlier. It's a very heavy set. Pretty good, but I don't think I've actually ever even used it. Alright. Another covenant. We'll go ahead and join. So now we're in the Forest Hunter. She gives us a ring that when you have this ring equipped, it will auto summon you into this area whenever there's a person intruding in this particular spot right here that's not part of the covenant. All right, a little bit of a trick here. See this guy? He's invisible, and if you you kick him off without swinging, without hitting him, you can get his ring. We'll give it a shot. Oh, it doesn't work anymore? Or maybe you just don't have to fight him. Oops, that might have been a bad idea. That's all right, we'll come back to that. So if you kick him off and then you reload the game, his ring will be sitting right there. You can get his ring. I'm not really worried about the covenant, and I'm not really going to be hanging out here too long, so it's not that big of a deal if they aggro. Just now be aware, if you want to be in that covenant, do not kick that guy off. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe you just don't have to fight him before they aggro, is the thing. Either way. So yeah, when you reload that, you can slide back over there and grab that ring, which I might do after the boss fight here. All right, let's go ahead. Put our Havels back on. Now, this is one of my favorite bosses. One of the coolest bosses in the Souls games, and also my very least favorite to fight. One of the reasons I used to struggle with this boss quite a bit when I first started playing. But that's not the biggest reason why I do not like this boss fight, even though it's one of my favorite bosses. So what we want to do, I'll get back to the reason why in a minute here. Oops, a little too early on the roll. So you can see we want to, and the camera's going to be crazy for this, but we want to roll underneath him. Get our hits in. It's easier if you're lighter, I will say that much. You just want to make sure you don't roll too early. Whoops, that's going to cost me. Yeah, yep. That might actually be the end of me. Oh, that was fortunate. I appreciate that, big guy. Fight is way easier if your equipment burden is lower. So I'm actually making this fight harder than it needs to be. do 2 rolls. I'm doing 2 rolls underneath there. Just gonna back out. As long as you're underneath him, you're safe. And you kind of want to keep him out in the middle. When you start to get towards walls and stuff, you can get pinned in and take a hit. Gonna back out there. Oh my goodness. That was strike 3. So we're not going to do that again. There we go. Oof. Whoa. Alright, so this is why I absolutely hate this boss fight. Once you get him down to almost dead, he limps around, and I'm a dog lover, and I don't know, man, that just kills me. Sorry, big guy, but we'll get our we'll make it up to him later for sure. All right, so that is Sif. And from there, what I would do is I would recommend go ahead and use a homeward bone. Which brings us back to Firelink. And we're doing really good on time, so we actually might. Yeah, let's go ahead and start the next area. That'll be a good idea. We will open up the next area and prepare for the. Oh, we'll see where we get to. Maybe we'll just yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out. Because we do have some time. I don't want to cut it short. So we'll get our money's worth today. Let's go ahead and level up. Looking good. Looking good. Alright, so now for the next area where we're heading, we will want to put our transient curses on. And it's now finally time to head into New Londo. Everybody's favorite spooky ghost town. So whenever you're using this elevator, always approach it with caution and make sure it's on your level. Because I have quite a few times run right off there. Because it was down in New Londo, because especially once you get the ability to warp, that's when you definitely have to look out for that. All right. Ooh, you know what? To think of it, we're doing okay, but I definitely haven't repaired my equipment in a long time, so Hopefully it doesn't come back to get us in this episode. So here we go. It's flooded out. Ruins. Really cool place. I love the atmosphere down here. The enemies are perfect. It's got just a great setting, really. Alright, so we want to go ahead and use that transient curse. That will be active for quite a while. If you don't need to use your Estus, I would recommend keeping that on your item slot, because it will light up when it wears off. So right now we can't use another one because one is active. And so when it wears off, it will light up and we'll know that we won't be able to hit the ghosts. Come through here. Got ourselves another Firekeeper soul. Do be careful here. Well-timed heavy attacks, especially with the Claymore. And so they drop transient curses. So once you're down here, as long as you have, I'd say even one, you will be able to maintain a good supply because these ghosts drop them pretty frequently. And they do come out of the ground here, so you need to be careful because they can sneak up behind you. Luckily, we're one-shotting them with our heavy attack. It's going to make things way easier. Like that guy sneaking up on us. There's also another one came out of the floor. You can see individually they don't do much damage, or they don't do a whole lot of damage, but if you get caught in a gang of them, they can cut you up pretty quickly. There's the parrying dagger. So if you want to do a complete Lautrec playthrough, slap on the parrying dagger and a Shodel with his set and you'll be ready to go. This one is different. She actually has a chance to drop a unique weapon, which is pretty cool. We're not going to mess with it. We're not going to worry about it, obviously. It's a dagger. Both that ghost and the other ones have a chance of dropping the dagger. So we want to kick this down. It's a shortcut. Just in case anything happens, you can now drop off right there onto that ledge. And you'll be right out here. So it is useful. There. And right about when we get over to here is typically our first transient curse is about to expire. So I tend to like to hang out here. There's an enemy down there. He should come up. Here he comes. Yeah, so that guy's gonna sneak up on me. I like to hang out here. Because the next room, if we head into this room here, and if the curse expires while we're in there, it's a very easy way to die. So we're gonna go ahead and hang out right here. they extend the timer on these things? Maybe they did. I know as soon as I walk in here, this thing's it's gonna expire. And it's not gonna be good. Let's see if we can draw a few out. Come on. Oh, this guy looks like he wants to fight. Look at that. What did I tell you? The absolute second that we started messing with those guys. Alright, so we'll just draw them up here. You do want to watch out for that grab move when they extend 2 arms. Double shot. Alright, so we're going to be good for a while on our curse, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's go ahead and dive on in here. I like to wait in this room. You're going to get quite a few ghosts coming. Just keep kind of spinning around. Get our stamina back up. Okay, looks like we're good for now. All right, so now that we got that cleaned out, we're gonna head on up here. You are gonna get attacked on your way up, don't worry about it. We'll be fine. And we're gonna talk to this guy.
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors, save for ghosts. You have the Lord Vessel. Very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek the 4 kings whom I guard over. This is the key to the seal.
Alright, so we got the key to the seal.
You oh the dark button.
Blah blah blah.
Hello.
Okay, so once you exhaust that dialogue, you can buy some stuff from him, transient curse, and then the resist curse spell. Obviously, we've got plenty of transient curses, and we're not going to be able to use that spell, so we're going to move on. We have the key to the seal, so we are now going. We now have the ability, excuse me, to drain the floodwaters. As you can see, there are still quite a few ghosts lingering about. Where was that other one at? Whoop. Curse bite ring, which gives you a much higher curse resistance. Can be useful at a few different areas. Let's get out of here. Green Titanite shard. Soul item. I think these guys are going to follow us the whole way up, which is fine. Nice humanity. Yeah, that was dumb. Woo! Do be careful. I got lucky because I could have just fallen off into that water. And that would have been it. And that would have been a massive waste of time for all of us. So luckily, it didn't go down like that. Slide over here. Super useful bow. The composite bow. Take a look at it real quick. So we're actually probably going to level this up now. Because it's more of a quality. It doesn't have the range that the longbow does, but it's going to scale better with what we have. So we'll go ahead. I'll probably level that up after this particular episode. All right, so here's the key to the seal. That's where you use it. All right, let's see. We've got 4 flasks. All right, so when you drain that, now this elevator works. And we can slide on down. And now we get to fight probably the most intimidating non-boss enemy in the game. The Dark Knights. Very, very easy to parry. And they are an excellent source of Titanite chunks, which we're going to be able to open up that upgrade path here in just a minute. So currently we're locked off right now at large Titanite shards, and we need an ember to be able to upgrade with the chunks, which is what we're going to get here in just a second before this episode wraps up. So I also want to point out these guys. I'll kind of demonstrate with this guy. They are very easy to backstab as well. Oh, come on. That's their shield. They also have this grab attack that you want to watch out for. Nice. Okay, come in here. Now, we're going to draw this guy out. There's another guy over to the left. We can actually get a free backstab on him if we're quiet enough. So we're going to take this guy out first. And a good way is if you get a backstab, then do an attack. They don't have a shield, so they're pretty vulnerable. This other guy over here, we're going to try to sneak up on him. Just like that. We'll trade right there. Keep them coming. Alright, now we got this big slime dude. We want to draw him out because there's another knight back there. Okay, here he comes. Come on, dude. So obviously you want to watch out for those skulls. Because of that. Want to try to stay behind this guy. Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah. So he does have some slashes with that spear that comes out of his throat. He's down. He doesn't respawn, so we don't have to worry about him anymore. I'll draw this guy out. Come on, buddy. Junk? Nope. Alright, so we want to run up here. We're almost done with this episode. I know it's starting to run a little bit long, but there's no sense in not grabbing this stuff while we're here. So, try to do this as quickly as possible. Run on up here. And here we go. Very large ember. So now we can go to plus 15 with our weapons. And now that we've got all this opened up, the only thing left to do here would be to go to the boss fight, which we're not going to do quite yet. We're coming back to it. But I'm going to go ahead and homeward bone back to Firelink. We're going to turn in our Firekeeper soul. We're going to level up a little bit, and then we're going to call it, since we're right around 40 minutes already. So this is a longer episode. And then I will probably... yeah, I will grind to upgrade. We'll do a couple of things. We're going to go back and fight that boss on the next episode. So let me stop fumbling around here. Let's get this done. What am I doing? Alright, looks like we're probably only going to get one level. So we didn't get... yeah, still useful. Alright, so we got the +3. Alright, now, so what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to grind a little bit here to upgrade our claymore. And then next episode we'll return to Undead Asylum for a very specific reason. Once again, we're going to return back there, and then we'll go ahead and fight that boss down in the ruins of New Londo. So I will see you then, and thanks again for joining me.